I've been getting a lot of questions lately about who the delegates are. And so I thought I would maybe step back and share what the AVMA House of Delegates is. And so the House, or the HOD as we call them, is a representation of 70 different organizations that represent states, territories, and allied groups. So things like the American Animal Hospital Association, or equine practitioners, or the District of Columbia VMA, or New York State Veterinary Medical Society. So each of those groups is able to send a delegate and an alternate delegate to attend 2 meetings a year on behalf of AVMA. They meet every year in January right before the Veterinary Leadership Conference, and they meet again just before the summer AVMA convention. And so what do these delegates do, right? They are really involved in a lot of AVMA policy. There are resolutions that come before the House all the time. They're involved in environmental scanning of what's happening in the profession and bringing those conversations forward for the full House to discuss. And they also choose and elect things like your president-elect and your vice president. They also elect people to council positions and a few other things that they do, but those are probably the primary responsibilities. In addition to the House, there's a subgroup of the House called the HAC, or the House Advisory Committee. Those persons are chosen by the House, and they help to lead each of the different reference committees, and the chair of that group of 7 sits on the AVMA Board of Directors as an invited guest as well. And so there is a process for the conversation to go back and forth between the House and the Board of Directors. So it's a really fascinating process, but ultimately the delegates themselves get together as a full group 2 times a year, and then they vote on all these different topics, including officer elections. And their votes are not quite as simple as 1-to-1, so their votes are weighted based on the number of AVMA members within that state or allied group. There's a little nuance there, but essentially that's how it works. And so, for example, more populous states, New York, California, Texas, they actually have a slightly weightier vote than smaller or less populous states like Rhode Island, Vermont, Kentucky. And so if you've ever been curious what this process is like, or you don't know who your delegate is, I would encourage you to reach out to them and find out how they got to what they're doing and how they enjoy it, what they've been involved in. It is also a great opportunity for me, of course, to plug that I am running as president-elect candidate, and I would love for you to encourage your delegates to vote for Jen in July of 2025. I'm ready, I'm excited, and I'm totally capable of doing this job of president-elect and moving into president. And so I look forward to this opportunity. I thank you for your time and listening and watching.